No, okay. Hi guys. Well, welcome to Dream
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 Team
Dream.
Chats.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Dream Team Chat on a Tuesday. Brianna Engel,
Alex
Alex.
Erickson,
There
so
we
happy
go.
you're here.
Yep. So we are talking about and breaking down this incentive, this spring incentive, the brick by brick incentive. And it literally is incredible. I am so excited for this incentive, how they broke it down, why it's called brick by brick, what the qualifications are. Like all of it to me just speaks to my goal oriented heart. Because I'm very much a like, I need a goal. I want to reach it. I am determined to reach it. And so for it to be, I'm not going to say simple because I know that's difficult for some people.
I think
It,
simple is okay, but maybe not easy.
okay. So I like that it's simple, it's simplistic. And the fact that literally what you've had to focus on for the last 2 months was just not just, but was recruiting somebody and getting them to certified. And I know that that's not easy for everybody, right? I'm going to say it's not even really easy for me. I'm still sitting here going, okay, what's it look like for this person to get certified or for me to recruit more people? But it's simple in how they broke it down with this incentive, which is not like anything I've ever seen in my Scentsy journey so
Same.
far. So this is a really cool experience. I hope you guys are enjoying walking through it. I hope that you guys are working towards it. I am just going to preface this by saying I think that you should be working towards every incentive, whether the end goal speaks to your heart or not. I know some people are money driven and would love to have like a cash payout for an incentive, or they want products, or they want the shoes, or they want the trips. Like different things speak to different people, which is why I think Scentsy changes it up every so often. And we have the fall incentive, which is usually trip based. And then we have the spring and summer incentives that are usually more product based or business based. And because they kind of want to reach all categories of people. But even if you come up on an incentive where the end goal doesn't really speak to your heart, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to speak a little bit about why these incentives are so important for your business and for you to be working towards, and not just because of what Scentsy is going to give you in the end. Okay. So first off, there's a lot of chatter right now, not necessarily on our page, but there's a lot of chatter on consultant pages and just amongst leaders and things like that about the purpose of our incentives. Why does Scentsy even do incentives? And this, especially like right now, when people are looking at choosing between going on the cruise or taking a cash buyout. If you earned the Alaskan cruise, you were given the option, level 2 or 3, you were given the option to either go on the cruise, take SFR, or have a cash payout. And so people are stuck in this limbo of like, what do we do? What are my options? And at the end of the day, they're questioning, why does Scentsy do incentives? And it becomes a topic. And people are coming from all different areas and different points of views. But I've heard Chuck speak on this topic many times. He talks about it actually a lot, like on incentive trips. I've sat at a table with him as he was talking about why Scentsy, I keep saying we, but we are Scentsy, right? Why does Scentsy set up incentive trips? Why is this even a thing? And I'm sure you have other direct sale friends who maybe talk about trips or they go on trips and stuff. And so I'm just going to be speaking for Scentsy itself. Chuck talks about how their goal with incentives is to incentivize, obviously, and reward the behaviors that build strong businesses that will go the long haul, right? Long lasting, healthy businesses is what Scentsy's goal for you is. And so they ask themselves, how can we get consultants excited about that? Because they recognize that burnout is a thing, doing the same, what can feel like after some years or some time, mundane things, it gets exhausting and it gets tiring and maybe it's not so fun anymore. And so Scentsy asks themselves, like, how do we spice this up? How do we get people excited about recruiting people? How do we get excited about doing 2000 PRV or promoting or encouraging your team to promote or your frontline to promote? Or what does it look like for that to be what is a driving force during a period of time where literally so much money is on the table, right? Our big incentives, our trip incentives happen during our most busiest time. And to me, that feels like Scentsy is just giving away the incentive sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when it comes to PRV. Why? Because people are literally buying like crazy most of the time during fall and winter. Like it is crazy, but that's where Scentsy says, here, we're going to give you this really big trip. If you can sell this much, you also have to sponsor. You also have to promote, train, lead, right? And that's not a negative at all. But what Scentsy is doing is that they're implementing a system that says, we're going to reward you for doing these things in your business during this specific point in time, so that when you come out of this season, your business is stronger and it's better, and you have a team full of leaders that you've spent time training and promoting and recruiting. Okay, you have a huge stack of PRV, right? You know how to get to 2000 PRV because you've been doing it during that season of 6 months, right? Where you were trying to get those points. Whatever your motivation is during that incentive period, best believe that if you are doing it consistently and you're hitting that 2000 mark and you're saying, I got to get on that boat, I got to get this trip, whatever the case may be, if you're doing it consistently, I don't care what your motivation is, as long as you build those habits, you are going to see your business flourish during that time. And it's going to be like crazy amazing. And that's what Scentsy wants for you, is for you to get excited and to be motivated to build those habits and be incentivized by it, because not everybody's going to be incentivized by the idea of a long-lasting business in 10 years, right? Or retiring my husband in 5 years. That can still be very overwhelming in the day-to-day. But if I can say, hey, it's with pretty good certainty that there's going to be a fall winter incentive that's going to include a trip that we can go on next summer at the end of this year, I'm going to be incentivized right now in this season to continue doing the habits that I know are going to get me to that point so I can earn that incentive. Okay, so Scentsy doing these things is not, it's not to throw a wrench in your hobbyist game plan, or it's not to make you feel one way or the other about what the actual prize is or what you haven't done. It's to teach you that these are the milestones in this business, that you can have a long lasting business long after this incentive is over. And that's hard. It's hard to get in that mindset, but that is why this specific incentive, the brick by brick incentive, is like the most magical thing ever, because what we haven't seen before is exactly what they've given us now. And it's the opportunity to take an incentive qualifications, what Scentsy usually says, okay, you have to go and sponsor this many people and promote them, and then you have to get this much PRV, and you have 6 months to do it, but here's all the qualifications and you have to do all of this. And what they said this time is, we're going to pick it piece by piece and we're going to do it little by little, right? Because I think consultants, especially newer consultants, say, whoa, that's really overwhelming, right? And they don't know quite how to manage taking it piece by piece. And so Scentsy says, we're going to do it for you, and we're going to do brick by brick. Remember, and I told the story about like Will Smith talking about his dad not focusing on the entire wall, but instead taking it piece by piece. And so Scentsy said, for the first 2 months of this incentive, because it started back in February, right?
Well,
yeah, they prorated it to
February.
January, but the incentive started in February.
Yes.
And now the end of this first part, 3 parts, the end of this first part will end at the end of March. So now we are in month 2 of this first part of the incentive. And since he said, all you need to do, and I understand, I say all you need to do, but I know that it can feel like a lot for some people, so I get it. But all you have to do right now, what we want you to focus on, is sponsoring someone and getting them to certified, right? That's really great. But the reality of it is that in any incentive, this is probably the hardest part, the sponsoring part, right? Because there's only so much we can do. And Alex is going to talk about that in a little bit, but there's only so much we can do in this. And so I think that it's very intentional that this is the first part. Okay, I think that they did this very intentionally, knowing that the excitement that bubbles up with consultants is in the very beginning,
Mhm.
right? When an incentive is announced and the rewards are out there and people are talking about the shoes that they want and the ring light and all this stuff that they really are excited about,
Mhm.
or later on down the road, the trip. I think people hone in on doing what they know they can do, which is usually PRV, right? They're like, okay, you can map out PRV. You can say, I'm going to bust my butt. I can do this PRV because I'm pretty much in control of that. I'll go out and find new customers. I'll book more parties. There's a lot of things you can do to get me more PRV, but there's only so much you can do when it comes to recruiting, sponsoring, and training, or leading a person to a promotion. So I think it was very intentional that Scentsy set it up where the sponsoring part of it is first. And the thing is with this incentive, we don't know what's next. We have a pretty good guess. I don't know what the third part would be. I would say the next part would be PRV, but I
Yeah.
have no idea what the third part's going to be. And I'm not just saying that. I really have no idea. But we can bet that at some point we're going to see the PRV part of it.
Yes.
In this beginning part is the sponsoring part. And so I think that their intention on breaking down this incentive in the way that they did was to give people confidence walking into the next incentive period or the next two parts of this incentive, right? Because you are laser focused, all of you, I'm sure you don't even know what's next. So you can't be focused. We can guess it's PRV, but you have no idea how much, and it's not going to count, right? If you focus on PRV now and you say, well, I've got 5,000 PRV, I'm good. It's not going to count next month when the new part starts, is my guess. I doubt that it will. So what you only have to focus on right now is the sponsoring and leading them to certified. I think Scentsy was super intentional about that. They want your focus to be there because they recognize that later on in the game, people get discouraged or people get lazy about it sometimes. And I am so excited that this is the way that they're doing this spring and summer incentive, because it literally sets you up for success, not just in your business, right? Not if you just do these things in your business, but it sets you up for success for this next incentive. If you take what you're doing here and apply it to this next incentive, you're golden, right? You'll be on that next trip. And that's so exciting. So I want you guys to really appreciate and acknowledge that this incentive is not happening by accident by the way that it's set up, but it's intentional and it's for your benefit. All these incentives are for your benefit, because Scentsy could literally say your incentive for having a good, successful business, right? Growing your team, having high PRV, coaching, training, sponsoring, doing parties, all that kind of stuff. Your incentive is your paycheck. You get what you put out, right? But they added the most sweetest, juiciest, yummiest frosting on that cake by saying, we're also going to 2 times a year give you an opportunity to get more on top of that. You're going to get bonus. You're going to get the opportunity, and every single one of you have the opportunity. It's not just for certified and up. It's not just for leaders. It's not just for those who are truly working their business. It is literally an open opportunity for every single consultant to have this incentive for them. So this incentive is not meant to be the constant, okay, what's Scentsy going to give me next? It's so that you understand that the systems that you're putting in place now and the habits that you're forming by having a goal in mind is what's going to lead you to your big why.
You're literally building your business. You're setting yourself up to then steps down the road. Now you know how to recruit someone and train them to certified. Now you know how to sell 2,000 PRV a month. Okay. Now let's do it again and again and again and again. And then the next thing you know, we're 4 or 5 months into the fall incentive and you're earning it because of the practices that you are learning and being rewarded for right now in this incentive.
Right. Because I'll tell you what, here's the thing. once you earn an incentive, no matter what it looks like, right? If you earn this brick by brick incentive or you earn a trip incentive, no matter what you get out of it, nothing. Once you earn an incentive, you will never want to stop doing the things that got you there.
And you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't, but you will never want to stop, because the falling off is it can't happen. Because if I fall off after I earn an incentive, I'm going to have to work twice as hard to earn the next one, because I have to backtrack where I left off to get where I want to be now. And I refuse to let that happen. I don't care if we have a month in between incentives or 2 months or whatever. I'm still getting my high PRV. I'm still having joint conversations. I'm still working my systems and my business and coaching and leading. I don't take breaks in between that, because my business has to stay up to the standards that the incentives have put out there for me, right? This should be your standard. This should be the bar in which you continue to raise with every incentive and every goal that you hit and every why that you put out there and every dream that you have. The incentives should just continue to raise that bar. You should feel inspired and challenged by these incentives. There you go.
Yeah. You absolutely should. And the cool thing is if you're earning these incentives, you will see your business grow, right? You're not just earning all these fun things. You will literally see your customer base increase, your paychecks increase, your confidence in leadership increase, your desire to get into your Scentsy business will grow, because you are seeing the fruits of your labor, not only with the prizes and incentives, but with your whole business. Your whole business is becoming healthier and stronger, right? And you just want to keep up that momentum. You don't want to lose that momentum, because like Bree said, it's really hard to backtrack and pick up the pieces, right? And so I love these mini incentives, because they are allowing us to focus on business practices, habits that we need to solidify, learning how to train new consultants to certified. And it's helping us learn all of this stuff little by little. It's not like, hey, you need to get 45,000 points, recruit, have 8,000 sponsoring points, and sell 30,000 PRV. Okay, so it's not all of that. It's little by little, right? And it helps you learn the skills, learn the habits, learn the practices that you can every single month implement. Okay. And you don't have to get too ahead of yourself here, because all Scentsy wants you to focus on right now to earn this incentive is sponsor someone and get them certified. And like Bree said, it's not necessarily like, oh, it's so easy, because it's not. Okay. We cannot, and if you are a leader, it's the first leadership woe there ever is. We cannot force someone to get certified. We cannot force someone to pick up their kit and get in their business and work, right? So it's so important that as we are working this incentive, working our business just in general, and specifically with recruiting and training, we have to do what we can control. Okay. We can only control what we can do. Okay. So that means join conversations. We can control how many join conversations we have. We can control what they look like, right? We can control how often we're having them. So I was talking to my girl, Mandy. She's one of my directors, and she was talking about having join conversations, and no one has joined yet on her team for this incentive. But the thing is the only thing she can control is the join conversations. The only thing that I can control is the join conversations. And then take it a step further. Someone joins. I cannot make them log into their workstation, open up a party, do a launch party, create a VIP group, post regularly, share samples, share catalogs. I cannot make someone do that. But what I can control is how often am I checking in? What things am I suggesting to them? What capacity am I showing up as a leader? What am I doing in my business to show them? How am I leading by example, right? And so do what you can control in a situation like this, where you are, encouraged to sponsor, and then to get them to their next or their first promotion, right? Maybe some of you guys are like, yeah, I have someone that joined and they're not doing anything, so I'm not going to earn the incentive. No, because you can control how many join conversations you have, right? You can control that. You can go talk to 10, 15 people every single day. And I promise you, you will find people that are interested in joining. And then throw in this $25 join kit. And that's an amazing talking point. That is an amazing talking point for people who are on the fence, who maybe never even thought about it until you mentioned it to them, right? It's a low cost, low pressure entry to Scentsy. And Scentsy gives us that. They're saying, hey, you're in an incentive where we want you to sponsor and get them to their first promotion. And we're going to reward you for doing that. But to even make it easier on you, to give you more to talk about, to give you more to follow up about, here's this $25 join special. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to wait until halfway down the month and you post about it once or twice and hope that someone joins your team? Are you going to mention it to 2 people that you're comfortable talking to and say that you're having join conversations? Or are you going to have join conversations every single day? Right? If you are struggling with that aspect, the very first part of the incentive, which is getting someone to join, then I want to encourage you to dive deep into that. Do what you can control. Go watch trainings on join conversations, living the Scentsy life. Okay. 2 weeks ago, I did a dream team chat about join conversations. Katie Farner on YouTube has an amazing, it's old now, but it's still super relevant and amazing. She has an amazing YouTube video called The Lifestyle of Sponsoring or something similar. Amazing. There are so many resources out there for you to learn and implement, but you have to be able to do it, right? And that's with everything in Scentsy, right? Not just when we have an incentive, not just when you're incentivized to build your team, because I'll tell you, join special or not, incentive or not, I'm trying to have people join my team every single month. I'm having join conversations every single day. I don't need a join special or an incentive to see the bigger picture and to see the fruit of bringing people on and training them and getting them to certified. Now, you guys, if you don't have a team, you might not see that. You might not know firsthand. And so that's where you're going to have to step into faith and belief and know that if you are continuing to work your business and doing what you can and trying, and then when you bring people on, mentoring them and helping them as much as you can, you will see firsthand how amazing that can be. But until then, you just have to trust that Scentsy knows what they're doing. Scentsy knows the formula to a big, healthy, sustainable, duplicatable business, which is what we want, right? If you're on here and you're wanting to earn this incentive, that means you want to grow your team. You want to be in leadership, right? And to be in leadership, you want it to be healthy. You want it to be sustainable. You want it to be something that then you can go teach your team, hey, try this, go recruit, right?
Well, can I add something?
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to add is that, like, when I joined Scentsy, I had no idea that incentives were a thing, like no idea. And I feel like that the first incentive was what pushed me out of like doing it. It was the biggest goal that was on the board at the time, right? It was the Mediterranean cruise, and I had hit Sensational Start, I had hit Shooting Star, all those things, but this Mediterranean cruise was like a huge goal. And once I did that, and I had to recruit to do it, once I did that, my why completely shifted.
Mhm.
And here's the thing that I think that even for people who don't have a team right now, if you just joined, whatever, you don't have a team, you don't understand the incentive part of it, you've never been a part of that before, I get that. But you joined for a reason, right? And so I would say, go back to your why and let the why drive you, right? Because if you joined so that you could stay at home full time and not have to worry about your bills, or so that you could quit your full-time job, or so that you could have more date nights in a month, or pay for gas, or not have to say no to your kids, or buy a house, move, whatever, retire your husband, retire yourself, whatever your dream is, understand that the incentives are the gateway, can be the gateway to learning how to achieve that. Because I don't think there's a Scentsy consultant who's retired themselves or their husbands or bought a house or anything like that without a team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, there's a lot you can do with high PRV, But to me, that sounds really exhausting.
Yeah.
If you look at our compensation plan, it is built on the idea of, and hear me clearly, I'm not talking about like other compensation plans where it's like we're getting paid a bunch of money to sit on
Yeah.
just
No.
recruits, right?
No.
We have to do work as leaders, and you'll understand that. They have to do work. We can't just go recruit willy-nilly. So if you pay close attention to the compensation plan, there is so much there. It's literally a no ceiling income available to you when you introduce sponsoring into the picture, sponsoring and leadership, right? Because sponsoring is only going to go so far. You can recruit the millions and still be making pennies on the dollar. Okay. You have to be leading them.
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to point that
Yeah.
out.
No, I think that's good. Yeah, it's a great point because honestly, you guys, the incentives aren't, the best part of your Scentsy business.
No.
Okay.
Yep.
But dang, are they rewarding?
It's like a vacation.
Yes.
It's a vacation. I'm even with the rewards that we
Yes.
get now. It's
Yeah.
like a treat. It's like a vacation. It's like the month. It's like the not monthly. It's the yearly bonus.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's that special extra.
Yeah. And it feels so good to achieve that.
Mhm.
Not because you're getting a bunch of shiny, fancy things, but because you worked so hard and you have the paychecks to show for it. But beyond that, you have team members who are also working hard to show for that.
Yep.
You have a growing business to show for that. You have loyal customers to show for that. And you can take pride in knowing if you keep up with that momentum, if you keep showing up, man, it's just going to keep getting sweeter.
Mhm.
Your business is just going to keep growing, right?
Yep.
And you're just going to keep earning the trips or the incentives, and you're just going to keep blessing so many more lives, and you're going to get better at leading, better at training, right? And it's a really special spot to be in as a Scentsy consultant, to earn an incentive and kind of like turn around and look at your hard work and look at the dedication that you put into your business and your team and showing up and leading by example. And don't for a second think that you can't do that and have that. Okay. Every one of us are capable of building a healthy, strong, beautiful business, bringing people into this business. Every single thing in Scentsy, everything in Scentsy is a skill that you can learn.
Yep.
Every freaking part of Scentsy is a skill that you can acquire, practice, and master.
Mhm.
Okay. So don't for a second think, oh, I'm not a director. There's no way I could earn a trip. Or, oh, I'm just a certified consultant for 2 months. There's no way I could recruit someone and train them. No, that is not true, because you can absolutely practice and learn and implement and grow. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys, as you are working your business, step outside of your comfort zone. If you don't know something, go try to learn it. Okay. There is a really beautiful business on the other side of these incentives.
Mhm.
If you just put your head down and work.
Mhm.
Don't worry about doing everything Alex does, everything Bree does, everything someone's posted on a page. Okay. Because that will
Burn you out so fast.
burn you out. It will
Mhm.
make you feel fake
Mhm.
because you're not being authentic, right? Of course, get inspired, pick up something here, pick up
Mhm.
something there. You do not have to do it all. Don't do it all.
Right.
Don't do it all. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so important that you find yourself through your Scentsy business. And
Right.
it takes trial and error, and it takes learning a lot of new things and showing up and being uncomfortable.
And being honest with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it is so worth it, you guys. And every one of you guys can do it.
Mhm.
Every one of you guys has what it takes to earn an incentive, build your healthy, strong business. Okay. And I just want to add, I like to just mention this anytime we're talking about incentives. Even if you don't earn the incentive, but you are working towards it, you still win.
You win.
You
Yeah.
still freaking win.
Yep.
Okay. If you are showing up for your business every day and you're working on your business, I don't care if you earn it or not. I'm proud of you.
Yep.
Your business is growing because of that. So don't think, oh, I didn't hit this benchmark, so my business sucks. I'm not going to try for the next incentive, whatever. No. Okay. If you are working towards anything, any goal, any incentive, you're winning. Okay. And we're proud of you, and you are doing awesome. Okay. But do not be afraid to kick it up a notch. Do not be afraid to try something new. Do not be afraid to go for more. Okay. Because you're all capable. It is March 1st. We have 30 more days to earn this incentive. So I don't care if you haven't even recruited anyone yet. You have time. Do not throw in the towel. You have time, and you will be setting yourself up for great success come April 1st when the new incentive starts. Okay.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. And I want to mention, especially like with the incentives or with these goals that we put in front of ourselves, or that Scentsy puts in front of us, and we're working really hard to get them. There is a lot of boring, hard, tedious stuff that goes on in the background of an incentive. Like whoever you're watching, whatever leader or whoever you're watching around you who's working hard to earn the incentive, and they earn it, and they have that moment of like, oh, I'm so proud of myself, here's my email. But you missed, and because it's not shiny to show it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not shiny
It's
to
not
show.
fun to show all the times you were left on red,
Right,
parties
exactly.
flopped.
Yeah.
A customer said, quit emailing me.
Right.
A team member was doing great and then fizzled out and ghosted. They don't talk about that.
Right.
Right.
But don't think for 1 second that that's not happening in every single person that you're watching.
Yep.
Happens to me almost on a daily basis. Literally, I did follow-ups today and I got feedback from like 2 people.
Same.
So literally it happens to everyone. And so, like Alex said, if there comes an incentive where you don't earn it, but you have put in all this work and now you feel like you have nothing to show for it, you are dead wrong.
Yeah.
Because you have the business practices, you have the habits, and in 6 months from now, you're going to be able to look back and say, it's because of this hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And we always say this during a spring and summer period. This is the season for growing and implementing systems and learning and training yourself, training others. This is the season, because come fall and winter, it's time to implement. It's time to be able to fall back on those systems. It's time to put your team in gear. It's time to have those business practices set in stone so that your business runs smoothly when your phone won't stop ringing. Right?
It's literally the point. You build in the spring so you can flourish in the fall. Okay, you guys. So all these people that are joining your team, all the new customers that you're meeting right now, all this hard work that you're putting in on your new follow-up system, or having join conversations every day, or implementing this new thing in your VIP group, you are setting yourself up for success months from now. Okay. So don't for a second think that your hard work is not going to have a payout, because it is, but it's consistency.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You can't work really hard this month and not do anything for 3 or 4 more months and then hope in the fall season that you earn the big trip.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It is a accumulation of a lot of hard work done now. And then it's going to shine later in the fall. When your business is running like a well-oiled machine. When someone joins, you know what you do when someone joins. You know how you train them, right? You're not like trying to come up with all these systems in the middle of November when literally like
crazy.
People are waking you up with Scentsy orders.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Or people are beating down your door to get a second job to pay for their Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
One tip that I want to throw out there. So if you're taking notes, this is probably one to write down. Right now, we're in the middle of the sponsoring thing, right? Where it's just have to recruit one person, get them to certified. This is no different than any other period where we talk about you have to recruit 10 people to find the rock star, right? There's going to be 1 in 10 who sees the vision, who gets excited about their business, who is a go-getter. There's going to be one. And just like with join conversations, where you're going to have all these conversations, and at the end of the week, you might have one person who says, I am really excited about this. Give me till payday, or let me get back to you on Monday, or whatever. And that's all great. But just understand that as you're going through this month, don't think that when you recruit that one person that you can sit
Yeah,
and twiddle your
please.
thumbs and wait for them to get certified. No, if you see you have to sponsor one person, go out there and sponsor 3.
Yep.
Go out there and sponsor 5, because chances are that one might not make it.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, it is like literally proven.
Right.
Okay. 1 in every 10
Yep.
will do something.
Yep.
Will be interested. Will see the vision. Okay. So if you're sitting there with a team of 3 and you're being hard on yourself because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, no one's interested, I'm not getting anywhere, no one's active. Okay, that's normal.
Right.
Like so normal.
Yep.
You don't even have your 10. So you might not even have one person who's actively working their business yet. Right. So if you have a team of 20 people, you maybe have 2 people working their business.
Right.
And that's okay. We need the other 18. We need the other 18 to casually put in their orders, to get their stuff free and half off, to get paid on their own purchases. That's great. And we love them and we meet them there. Right.
Yep.
But we are trying to build our business and we want to work with those people. So we have to keep finding them. We have to go out and recruit the many to find the few.
Yep. And let me tell you that concept doesn't only pay off in the short term. Like if you're having a bunch of joint conversations and you are able to recruit 2 people this month instead of just 1, that's not only going to pay off here, but it's going to pay off in 6 months or in a year or 2 years when you hit director. Because let me tell you a little secret for you leaders who are not to that point yet. The team that gets you to director will not be the team that keeps you at that level or gets you promoted to the next step.
Absolutely.
Period. So what's really nice, what you are setting yourself up for then, is the opportunity to go back to those conversations that you were having, those seeds that you were planting, right? With the people who left you on red, the people who said they weren't interested. When you hit director, when you hit that promotion, when you hit that monumental moment in your business where you need more, where you want more for your business, for your life, for your why, you have those seeds planted from a year ago, from 6 months ago, that you can go back to. And maybe the timing is right. And all of a sudden that person sees the vision, and 6 months, a year, 2 years ago, it wasn't right, but now it is, and they're your rock star.
Absolutely.
And you've already planted those seeds. So understand that in the joint conversation aspect of it, it's not just a short term talking about an incentive. It's a long term, literally changing your business.
Yep.
So, and that speaks for every part of an incentive, every part of your business, because PRV, if the minimum is 1,000, your goal better be 1,500 to 2,000, right? For that month. And you maybe say, I've never hit 2,000 in my life. I don't care. You shoot for the moon and you'll land among the stars. Like that is so cheesy. I know some of y'all are rolling your eyes right now, but that's the truth though, because if you shoot high and you miss by a little, you still landed where you wanted to be. Right. But if you say, okay, I'm going to really try to inch towards that 1,000, and you're bare knuckling it and you're getting to the end of the month and you're literally having to place an order at 11:58, that's not a fun place to be.
No, it's not. And that will cause burnout.
Right.
Okay. You want to be ahead of the mark. Okay.
Right.
At all costs, because that is a healthy business practice.
Right.
Okay. And to piggyback on hitting director, and that is not the team that's going to keep you at director. Yeah, that is absolutely true. And that is why it is so important that we develop these healthy business habits for every single month. Okay. Every month you need to be trying to bring new people in. Every month you need to have a high PRV goal, because that is setting your business up for success. So no matter what the incentive is, you know that you have those healthy business practices. So okay, I just need to make sure it aligns, and I've got it, because I'm already having joint conversations all the time. I had someone join last month. Okay, let's have someone join this month. I had 2,000 PRV last month. Okay, let's do 2,500 this month, right? It becomes something that becomes your everyday normal, your everyday minimum.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And you build off of that. And some of you guys may be like, heck no, like I don't do that at all. Okay, well, now is where you start, right here in this incentive. Cincy is literally trying to set you up with the business practices that are duplicatable, that you can do every month, that you can recreate every month. Every month I have a goal to add people to my team, right? And I know many of you do as well.
Doesn't always happen though.
No.
I mean, that's just fact. That's just fact. And I'm going to say to the people who are like, these incentives are like wild to me. I don't understand how you can have 2,500 PRV and you don't know where to start. I'm going to say, take a page out of Scentsy's book. And again, I know the incentive is really exciting and maybe you really want to earn it, but I'm going to say, do the things that matter for your business's health more than the incentive, and start small, right? So right now, if you're like, I'm just getting into this sponsoring thing, or I just haven't quite got there yet and I just need to practice, but this feels really overwhelming. Okay, so take away, you have to sponsor one person and get them to certified. How about you just focus on having one join conversation every day? You make it smaller, right? And at the end of it, if you don't earn this part of the incentive, you're going to be so proud of yourself come March 31st when you can say, I've had a join conversation literally every day.
I've had 31 join conversations.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's epic.
That's incredible. And I hope that if you do that, you come back and tell us about it so we can cheer you on.
Yeah, for sure. And
that's incredible.
If you are having one join conversation every day, 31 join conversations.
Oh, you're recruiting people.
The math says you'll have at least 3 people interested in wanting to join, because 1 out of every 10 is going to be interested, right? So at a minimum, right? But if you take it further and you are having intentional join conversations, right? Like people who are buying Scentsy, people who are buying multiple orders in a month, right?
Hostesses,
Scentsy clubbers, people who love our licensed products, your friends that you know, right? When you can have intentional join conversations, man, that is where the magic happens. Because they trust you. You have that trust factor, right?
You speak to their heart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best part, right? Is like being able to share your heart with somebody,
right? And
knowing that you know their heart. So it's like you're speaking the same language.
And we never have to be spammy salesy.
No. God, no.
Join my team. It's only $25 to join. Click here. No, we never have to do that. Thank God we never have to do that.
No.
Right. So like some of my join conversations, and I know this is like a whole nother training and we already did this 2 weeks ago, but some of my join conversations are just simply like, I don't know if you saw, but it's $25 to join this month. Like, you would seriously rock at being a Scentsy consultant. I would love to have you join our team. Right. It is from the heart, because I know my customers, right? I've built a relationship with them. And so when I'm telling them they would love it, or they would super benefit from it, or they would rock at it, they trust me because we've built that rapport.
Yep. And hey, pro tip, since I am working on my email right now, I just put this at the bottom of my email, and this is the people I'm going to start with this month. People who are spending $25 a month with you, buying 6-pack of bars, at least $25, right? Or have a Scentsy club of at least $25. Those should be the people you are reaching out to first this month.
Yep.
Because you can say, you're already spending this month this much with me.
Yep.
You're already spending $30 a month. You're already giving me your money.
Yep.
You could literally turn around, spend the extra $25, keep your club, and get paid off of your own purchase. Period.
Yep.
That's it. That's as simple as it has to be. Those should be the people you are talking to this month.
Yep. 100%. And if you don't have a lot of clubbers and you're not hosting parties this month,
majority, everybody here does at least 30 PRV a month.
Yep.
So you have somebody spending $30 with you.
Yep.
Somebody's buying a 6-pack of wax. I think that you should be asking every single person who buys 6-pack wax from you if they want the business.
Every time you get an order, you have a conversation to ask with the $25 join special. Is anyone buying a mini warmer from you this month? Holy crap. Hello.
Yeah. You can get a mini warmer and a business.
Yeah. Okay. So just be willing to have the conversations. Be willing to put yourself out there. Be willing to step into this side of Scentsy on a consistent basis.
You'll be shocked at how much it changes.
I think you'll be so proud of yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's that too. But you'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Game
changer. For sure.
Game changer.
And write every name down, because like Bree said, 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now,
you're gonna want to remember. Yeah.
It'll be nice to revisit the list.
And you won't remember.
Yeah, no, you won't. You won't. You might think you will, but you won't.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially if you're a long hauler with Scentsy, you're gonna be having a lot of joint conversations.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you're not going to remember everyone. So write it down. So What do you think?
Oh gosh, that was so good.
It was so good. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording here.
Oh good. I'm just gonna keep yawning.